Now, please welcome to the stage our PATA CEO, Liz Ortiguera.
Welcome, everyone. And what a beautiful convention center. We're one of the first guests. I think the only ones to follow us or precede us was a big international delegation with APAC and a sustainability conference that kicked off here. So I think this is what it must feel like when you buy a new house and it's 10 times bigger than you expected. But I hope you enjoy it. It's really beautiful and sleek, and I know that they adhered to sustainability principles when they constructed this place. So we're very lucky to be here. So for some of you know PATA. We've been around for 71 years, but just in case, I'm going to recap a bit for you. Who PATA is, Pacific Asia Travel Association. We were founded in 1951, and as Ben mentioned, our mission, we're a nonprofit, membership-based association. We were really the first travel association here in Asia Pacific, and I was amazed. I became CEO almost a year and a half ago now, and I was just amazed because I was handed a history book. So PATA was really at the birth of travel and tourism to Asia Pacific. So our role today and ongoingly is to be a catalyst for responsible development of travel and tourism to, from, and within Asia Pacific. I'm going to go through a lot of information really quickly in 10 minutes, hopefully, but one thing I will highlight is what is different about PATA. And our mission, which may be different from other associations, we want to take global issues that are important to the industry, highlight the best practices and all that's good in travel, and take it to local relevance. So for me, that's when we're at our best, when we can have local impact, not just talk on the stage. And I would say that, I always tell my team and my colleagues, the work happens off the stage. So this is important because we engage all of you, but please know we do a lot of things that are off stage as well. So who are we? We are Asia Pacific focused, but we very much have a global footprint. We've got even destination members that are in Europe and in other regions. We've got chapters around the world, but with our focus on Asia Pacific. So this was my view when I joined PATA. I was really amazed. Some of you know I spent my career at a little company called American Express for about 18 years. But when I entered PATA, I was so amazed because we really represent the entire ecosystem. Every player in the industry, I have to say, I've talked to someone in different parts of the industry over the last year and a half. And the core of our membership base is, of course, the governments. For example, we've got 9 of the 10 ASEAN NTOs with us. We've got Catalonia Tourism Board, Tour España. We've got NTOs from across this region. So from government, public and private, government to universities, multinationals, small businesses, a big youth program, and we work with the development bank. So it really is like a 360-degree ecosystem of travel. And to me, I'm constantly amazed. I call it a network of networks. So we are all we're not in an industry, actually. We should call it a sector. We're a sector that consists of many, many industries. And I think the pandemic taught us how far-reaching our sector really is. We touch so many industries directly and indirectly. So we are a mega sector, and we're in a mega region. So I know when I go to Europe and I go to North America, I'm from the US, they think they're the center of the universe. Actually, the center of the universe is shifting to our region. We have 60% of the world's population. We have some of the biggest rising economies across this region, and we will continue to be, once again, the growth engine for travel. So the future engine and epicenter for travel is us. Now, we are a bit slow in awakening. As we all know and appreciate in this industry, in this region, we've faced headwinds and tailwinds. Headwinds, we've had this very slow, staged recovery. The other regions are feeling like, well, what's COVID? They're beyond that already. Whereas we are much, slow and steady, I would say, wins the race because we have laid a great foundation for the future. And so I would say that, yes, we still have challenges, but every day we have good news. And what are some of the tailwinds? Some of our countries have learned to tailor to domestic travel. We have learned to attract new source markets. There are new there's new connectivity that's happening every week. There are low-cost carriers that are emerging, and every week we hear good news about markets opening up. And of course, we're all waiting with bated breath for the giant to open up, but that will come soon. So the traditional measure for, I always get asked the question, when will we go back to normal? But that's the wrong question. But I will share with you that PATA has been known for IVAs, doing international visitor arrival forecasts. So what we do is we work with 39 government destinations. They give us their actual data, and we'll do a 3-year forecast. We've been partnering with Hong Kong Poly for 10 plus years to do this, and this has been, the amazing thing is with all the uncertainty, you know, I know one of my former travel partners said to me, I wish I had a crystal ball to read how things are going to unfold. Well, we feel really fortunate, you know, in PATA and our members, we've got lots of information. We're able to have a very, very good read as much as possible from different sources around what's unfolding. So this doesn't look great, but I'm going to explain further about why this isn't the only measure. So what are we looking at for this year? The yellow bar, that is the moderate forecast. The red is severe in case something, you know, unknown happens, and then the green is optimistic. So what we're projecting for this year is IVAs will be 32% of 2019. Next year will be 62%, and then 2024, 100%. So we publish these numbers every quarter, and we also, you know, have different resources, different reports. We've got an online platform that actually consolidates our forecasting data along with OAGs and STRs, and members can have access to that. So you'll get some forward-looking data using our information. So for our region, though, headwinds, tailwinds, and I tell people the route and the destination is changing. How we measure success in travel is very dynamic right now, and it's changing. And I'm ever an optimist. I feel like it is absolutely changing for the better. There are a lot of good silver linings to what we've gone through in the last couple of years, and I think it will evolve into a healthier form of travel that's better for our industry, better for the planet and global citizens. So what are the 5 mega trends that I'm seeing emerge here in Asia Pacific? And I know my colleague Suzanne is going to show her trends as well. Actually, I've got 6. I added one more. First, we all know this, I hope, rise of the conscious traveler. We've all been through this incredible, challenging experience the last 2 to 3 years. We, as well as the typical consumer, on average, have a new values reset. 87% of travelers think conscious travel is important. 81% want their money to go back to the local community. If you look at the surveys in Asia Pacific, though, it goes incrementally upwards. For example, 99% of affluent travelers in the Philippines feel conscious travel is important. 90% plus in markets like Malaysia, Indonesia, Cambodia, Vietnam, in our region. And why? My feeling is that it's because here in this region, like some other countries in the world, we've been front and center the impacts of climate change. And so people know this is important. And so it's important that we as an industry respond to what consumers want. Supply side has to catch up with this, and they don't want greenwashing, they don't want superficial marketing, they want tangible results. So these are some of the stats that I mentioned earlier. The desire for conscious tourism. In companion with that is the rise of what I call conscious communities or destinations. As PATA, we spend a lot of time engaging with our members who are the governments, the national tourism organizations, and the tourism boards. And there is this sentiment of the travel shifting from being very traveler-centric to community-centric. And what does that mean? So there are different elements of this, and this is important. Destination marketing used to be the sole focus for a lot of these organizations. Now it's destination management mindset. How can we take better care of our destination and prepare them to be more resilient and be more sustainable, and hopefully learn to be more regenerative? Second is you will hear nations across the region wanting to market new destinations, dispersion strategies. Now here in Thailand, in addition to Bangkok, they're promoting 7 other destinations for MICE. And so we were very fortunate in May to profile Songkhla, which is the location for their largest MICE conference center in southern Thailand. And it's beautiful and sleek. similar to this. Third, community-centered tourism programs. This means engaging the communities in designing experiences and understanding what would be healthy. Whether you're business travel or leisure travel, how can they create a more localized experience that's good for them as well as good for the visitors. The money should go more and more and get dispersed into the local community. This is what governments are thinking about. Now, on the bottom left, focus on high-value travelers. So there's typical destinations where you're used to seeing mass tourism. You're hearing the ministers and the government say, we want more high-value travelers. Because they know, it's this, again, it's this rise of consciousness, wanting to welcome back travel, but do it in a more healthy way. The fifth element here, work visas, global nomads, virtual workers. I'm going to go into this in more detail later in other sessions, but this is viewed as a healthier form, more premium, and more healthy form of travel to welcome back. And then all of us in the industry, we know we need to welcome back and make our industry more healthy and welcoming for staff to come back into or come in anew. So the need for improved staff engagement programs is super critical. So third, event-led recovery for Asia Pacific. You're going to see this in a number of markets. Bali, for example, had the benefit of G20 for the past year. I think the minister said they ran 325 related events to G20. That's one example. Wellness and travel. Whether wellness is your primary objective or secondary, there are dozens of decisions that travelers are making that we need to consider, and they want more wellness options, because they're more conscious coming out of this pandemic. Travelers seeking authenticity and sense of place. How many of us have been disappointed going on a business trip where all we see is the hotel and the conference center, and we don't get to see anything of the local culture? So travelers like us and other consumers want to have a better sense of place. Number 6, travel is more expensive and challenging. Tech enables virtual work, and there's pent-up demand. So what does this mean? Combine these 3 elements, and I've got a session later to talk about this as well. More trips are getting extended, and various forms of blended travel are rising. So I know I'm going to fast forward because I know I'm out of time already. So a few PATA initiatives I'll highlight. Please do check out this QR code. Every week on a Wednesday, we give the highlights of travel updates across 39 destinations in the region. And this is your chance. We've also got links to the government sites. For all of you who feel it's been confusing to navigate our region, we created this a year ago because when I talked to Western travel operators, they were so frustrated. They said Asia Pacific is so confusing, so fragmented. So we set up this dashboard. You'll find it on our social media, and you'll find it, you sign up for the newsletter. We do industry initiatives, like we partnered with Eric here in Greenview, Net Zero Methodology for Hotels. We've done outreach programs for informal workers and tourism destination resilience. This is one of our training programs. It's online, and we're deploying this to as many governments as would take this up. This is to teach them how to be more resilient, how they can be better prepared for vulnerabilities in addition to health and safety, but different types of crisis, different ways that destinations can get impacted. Because again, we want to welcome back business, but we want it to be in a healthy way. And this is something I feel really passionate about. For us to staff up again, we have to make, let's celebrate Asian hospitality and service as a gold standard. Let's support our people and communities, celebrate heroic rescues, and let's create great environments. This is super important. So next year, we'll be launching a Service Excellence Award in addition to our PATA Gold Awards. So for all this work that we do, we're really trying to highlight all that's good in travel. If any of you corporates want to support us, again, we're a nonprofit, please do reach out. We'd love to partner with you. And next year, we have a whole lineup of different types of events with different themes. And I'm really pleased that we're doing this one. This is the first collaboration that we've had with Global Business Travel. And I would like to welcome my partner in crime and fast friend, CEO Suzanne Newfang, who's come out with her team from New York. And I'll say we met last Christmas. There was fast love between our organizations, and we kept the faith, and we did this pilot, I'll say, collaboration this year during this recovery in Asia Pacific. So thank you so much.